Okay, so what we're dealing with today is what happens with tangent lines. Tangent lines are very special lines. One of the most special things about a tangent line to a circle, a tangent line, so tangents, write this below, tangents will make a right angle with the radius of a circle. So that's a critical fact. When you look at things that make a right angle, we see a lot of triangle. We know the Pythagorean theorem holds true. I know I talked about the Pythagorean theorem with the distance formula. I know I have not shown you a formal proof of the Pythagorean theorem, but it has been proven many, many times. It is a fact that we just take for granted. So remember, the Pythagorean theorem says that in any right triangle, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where c is the hypotenuse. So for these first two examples, which will be very similar to the first few problems on your work for today, all we're doing is seeing if it is a right triangle. So we're just trying to figure out if the line is actually tangent. So we're going to utilize the Pythagorean theorem to do that. Mask up, please. Mask up. Mask up. And we need to be wearing that, the cloth mask, not the ski mask. So here with this, right here appears to be my right angle. I'm going to utilize the Pythagorean theorem. Not true. It is not a right angle. If it does give us a statement that is true, it is a right angle. So I'm going to call this side A, this side B, and this side C. 7 squared plus 12 squared equals 15 squared. 7 squared is 49. 12 squared is 144. 15 squared $225, I believe. Let's double check that in decimals. My brain just a little tired this morning. So again, 7 squared, 12 squared, and 15. So one of those all separate statements. Brain is moving real slow today. Oh, I hit enter on all those. Yep, there we go. When I add this together, that's going to be 3 carry to 225. Is that a true or false statement? Are those numbers equal? So since they're not equal, AB is not tangent. So since we got something that didn't work out right, it's not tangent. This one, let's see what happens. So I can call this side 6A, this side B, and this side over here C, because it looks like my right angle would be right here. So cross on that right angle is always C. So 6 squared plus 8 squared equals 10 squared. 6 squared, that's just 36. 8 squared is 64. 10 squared is 100. See, yes, 36 plus 64. Yep, that is not 1,000. Just keeping it 100. 100 equals 100. That's a true statement, right? 100 is equal to 100. Since it is a true statement, we know A, B is tangent. So with the Pythagorean theorem, we're going through a few logical steps here, but they're fast steps. So I'm like, okay, once we establish it, we can just jump there. Pythagorean theorem only applies to right triangles. For non-right triangles, we will not get a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Since tangents have to make a right angle with the radius. Hello. Not just yet, but she knows to be here at 8:45. Yep. Okay, perfect. 500, perfect. Awesome. Thank you. Bye. Okay. So here, because we know the Pythagorean theorem only applies to right triangles and tangents make right angles with a radius. So we can just use the Pythagorean theorem as a very simple check. Any questions on this so far? First few questions, you're just checking. Hey, does it work out? Over here, you're going to find the missing piece. Now it says solve for x. Assume lines that appear to be tangent are tangent. So what that's telling me here is, hey, there's a right angle for me, and there's a right angle. Okay, if I look at this example, oh, here's a right angle, and here's a right angle. So I'm allowed to assume those because it says, again, assume lines that appear tangent are tangent. So this first one, again, I'm looking for where the question mark is, going to apply the Pythagorean theorem. Call this side A, B, and C. Not C squared, just C. So A squared, that's 38 squared plus 20.9 squared equals C squared. Look, these numbers, again, too big for me to square in my head easily. So I'm going to take this entire piece and put it into Desmos. So it was 38 squared plus 20.9 squared. So this gives me this right here. Okay, let's write that down. 1,880.81 is equal to c squared. Now, how do we undo squaring something? Back to the distance formula. How do we get rid of a square? Square roots. Yep. So all I'm going to do is take the square root of both sides. That gives me c is equal to. Now, you are not going to calculate the square root of this in your head. We're just going to have to utilize a calculator here. So again, remember the square root symbol can be found down here. 0.81. And look, it gives me a decimal. Just like we did with the distance formula, just give me 2 decimal places. That's enough. So I'm going to call this 43.37. 43.37. Okay. Now here, on the next one, you can call this side A, this side B, and this side will be C. Now, right now, it only appears that we know one side, right? However, anybody have any ideas what the length of A might be here, based off of other parts of the picture? 10. Because the radius over here on this side is 10. That means the radius over here where A is also 10. So if you see a line that's a radius, but doesn't have a number with it, look somewhere else. See if the radius is listed somewhere else in the picture. Just go, oh, it's also the same. So that's going to be 10 squared plus B squared equals. Yep. Just you quickly wrap up this example, then we're good to go. Equals 28 squared. So 10 squared, that's 100. Oh, did you get the Wi-Fi password? If you want to go run down and grab that now, you can go get that from the office like this. So, well, again, 28 squared. I don't remember that off the top of my head. I'm going to utilize a calculator. Okay, that is 748. Wait, 84. Sorry, I said 48. Now, what would I do to start solving for B here? What would I need to do first here to get B by its lonesome? How can I get rid of this 100? Well, square root's going to be the next step. First, I need to get rid of the 100 here. So we're going to subtract it, right? And that's going to give me B squared equals 684. Now we're going to get square rooted. So that gives me B equals, again, square root of that. Not going to expect you to be able to calculate that by hand. 684 gives me 26.15. So I know that side over here is 26.15. So I know that was a little bit quick because I do have this meeting coming up. Stop the share and stop recording.